Ankita Tiwari from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from IT/ICT department. I am going to take a session from module 4, that is A to D converters and D to A converters. This session will be based on the topic, that is introduction part of analog and digital signal. So moving forward in the introduction, first of all we are going to have a brief session on the two types of signals, that is analog and digital. So basically we will be knowing what is analog and what is digital and the basic differences between analog and digital signals. Okay, so here we are having in system two types of signal. First is analog. In analog, as you can see here, the waveforms are represented. Analog signals are a type of signal which is in the form of continuous waveforms. The second type of signal in system that we have is digital. So in digital, it is square shaped value, that is from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. So with respect to analog, digital is having discrete values and analog is having continuous waveforms which is having infinite number of intermediate values. So here we are having two signals, that is analog and digital. Now in depth we will be going to study what is an analog signal, how it is generated, how it is converted, and its advantage and disadvantage. So here, starting with the first signal, that is analog. Analog signal is a continuous signal that contains time varying quantities such as temperature, speed, with infinite possible values in middle. Why we are talking about continuous varying quantities? Because if I am talking about a quantity, that means we have a particular range of it. Like if I am starting with 5 and if I am stopping at 15, so the values between 5 and 15, it will be in infinite possible combinations that can vary in waveforms with respect to analog. So this is what analog signal is. In analog, we are having measures to find it. Now the analog signals can be measured in some physical quantity, which is light, which can be in the form of sound, it can be counted in form of pressure, or it can be counted in temperature, because everything here varies with some value and that value varies with infinite number of changes. So here waveforms are counted with respect to waveforms. Now these waveforms will have, if I am taking an example like temperature. So here the temperature can be 99.1 till 99.9. So here the combinations that we are taking from 99 to 100, we are having many values in middle of it, which can be counted in temperature. So this is what an example of analog signal is. Now in analog, we are having different types of forms available, where here I have given an example of sine wave. Then we are having random periodic, where the sequence which is generated is not very smooth or very values can be changed, or the forms which I am getting as a waveform can be in any of the shapes. So this is what analog signal types are. Now with respect to analog, we will have an example, or we will know how an analog signal can be generated. So first of all, the analog signal, if we are taking it, that will be in the form of waves, that is sound waves. Now the sound waves, it is your voice itself. When you are speaking, the voice which is coming, that voice is a sound wave. Now that will be inserted, where to convert means if I am inputting something, my voice, to the system, I will, but of course will get the output as a voice itself, which is a waveform itself, which is known as analog. So here the sound waves will be given to the converter, that is microphone transducer, which will convert these waves, this electrical signal sound forms, into your microphone output signal, which is a waveform, which is also known as analog signal. So here the waveforms which is inputted as your voice in the system will be converted by microphone, and that microphone will generate signals itself. Now, if we want these signals to be converted into discrete points, so we'll need to have analog to digital converter. If I am placing that digital converter after the microphone, that converter will convert this voice, that is output signal which is generated here as an analog, into discrete values. That will be either 0 or either 1. So this is what analog signal is. Now with respect to analog, we are having advantages and disadvantages. Now what are the advantages of analog signal? So the major advantage of analog signal is infinite amount of data. It is having the data which varies. Like if I am taking a waveform, if I am taking a signal which is generated from 0 volt till 5 volt, so that value which is continuously flowing in a waveform will have infinite values intermediate. So that is a very big thing which is being generated in analog, which I can say that we are having infinite amount of data available in analog. Now, with respect to infinite amount, we are having much higher density of analog signals with respect to digital signal. And the last advantage or the most advantage is easy processing, because the waveforms are generated, we need not have to count the values. So here it is easy processing available. Now with respect to advantages, we are also having disadvantages of this signal, which are the advantages of our digital signal. So here the disadvantages is the unwanted noise is also recorded in your voice, which is given as an input to the system. So this unwanted noise, if you want also, then also it cannot be removed. We have to have some other medium in order to remove this noise. So this is what the very big drawback in analog signal, because the frequency or the form which you are taking as an input into the system, if it has the unwanted signals being provided at that point of time when you are inputting it, that will be recorded and it will be given into the system. Now it is your mean that you have to take another converter which will reduce this noise from the wanted noise, and that thing you have to insert externally in order to convert it. So we are having a very much unwanted disturbance will be created in analog signals. Now the third thing, that the third disadvantage that we are having in analog is a very big consideration of a generation loss, where if I am counting a signal and if we are providing that signal to provide the discrete values, and if with respect to unwanted signal you are removing it, there is a very big possibility of a loss which is being created as a very thing that we want to convert it. If I am taking out the unwanted thing out of your wanted signal, so that can have the wanted signal also. So the thing which is being taken out can have your important thing also. So that means if I'm talking about voice and if I'm inputting some value as a voice, so that thing can lose your important information also. This is a very big drawback of analog signal. Now if I'm talking about analog, I can talk about digital also. So here the digital signal which is being created can be in any of the forms. As you can see, square, then I am having triangle, then I am having sine waves. So these are the different forms which can be represented as a digital signals, and different drawing with respect to waves is being provided here, as you can see, and you can bifurcate also what is a square wave, what is a triangle wave, what is a sine wave. Okay, so we can say that a digital signal is a type of signal that one can take as a set of discrete values. Now discrete values means a predefined value that you can count as well. So digital signal can be have waveforms also, and it can be represented by many of the forms like 0, 1. It can be represented by on-off value. It can be represented by true-false value. So many more options are also available in order to represent digital value. So these are the digital signals which are represented here. Okay, in digital, we can say that digital signal can be optical, it can be electrical, it can be acoustic, it can be others. Means we are having many possibility of a digital signal. Now, the digital signals which are present in all digital electronics are notably computing equipments and telecommunications. Basically, digital signals are used for telecommunications. That is between your system and the user itself. Okay, so digital signals will have a finite set of possible values which can be used for a very large number of applications in order to consider the discrete amount. Now, what do you mean by discrete? So here I have taken an example like if I want to represent the two values in a discrete system or in a digital system, we can say we can use either 0 volt or a 5 volt. Now this is not fixed, it can vary. I have taken an example of it which is in the form of 0 volt and 5 volt or 5 volt. So here if I am taking this value as a consideration, that is 0 volt or 5 volt, I can have a structure like this. As you can see here, it increases by, if I am having a 0 volt, it is increasing by a 5 volt. Then, but of course, it's a discrete value. That means it will fix with this value itself. Its next possibility will be also 0, and after 0 it will be 5 only. Now the next possibility for the 5 value, it will be 0. So this is what discrete value means. We are not counting in middle value of 0 and 5. We are just taking the initial value as 0, next value will be 5. Now after 5, the next value will be 0, next value after 0 will be 5. So this is continuous, which is going in a discrete forms. So this is what a digital signal which is represented here. Okay, I can take an example. We can have an example, and also we can have the working of it. How? Here, as you can see in the diagram, there are 4 steps we need to follow in order to have a digital signal. Initially, whenever you are taking a signal, that will always be in the form of analog, because digital information cannot be provided by the system. Okay, so the system is actually converting that forms which are being provided by a user into a digital. How? As you can see here, the first step, you can see there are waveforms. Now these waveforms is being taken as an input to the system. Now these waveforms as a sound waves, where you will provide that will be provided in the microphone. Okay, so the second step will be your microphone, where you are providing your electrical signals or the waveforms or the sound waves, which is provided from into the system. Now this system will take microphone as an input. Now this microphone will have electrical signals. Okay, microphone will generate electrical signal, but that thing need not required here. We need to have the digital value of it. How that digital value we will get it? The electrical signals which we got from microphone are analog. Now this analog signal need to be converted to digital with a converter. So here we need to have an analog to digital converter in order to have value as a digital value. The third step, we will have a converter, that is analog to digital. Now this electrical signals will be converted to digital value, as you can see here 010101, which is changing at each and every point. So this is what the digital signal is. This is how it works into the system. Now after digital signal, we can have the difference. Without difference, we will not be knowing what a signal or how a thing can be represented in waveform, that is analog, and how information can be represented in digital, that is 0-1 discrete. So with respect to difference, we are having many factors in order to consider it. So the factors which are available are waves, then we have signals, then we have transmission, then we have bandwidth, then we have power, then we have impedance, and we have errors. So these are the many factors which are available in order to consider the difference of analog with respect to digital. So the first factor that we are considering here is the waveforms, that is waves. Analog signal is being denoted by sine waves, always, and the digital signals are always denoted by square waves. By square, as I've already told, the values which we are getting in digital is discrete, that is 0101, so it's a square shape. Now the second factor that we need to have is the signal. The continuous signal representing physical measurement is analog. Okay. Now, if I'm talking about digital, it's a representation of discrete time signals which is generated by digital modulation. Okay. So this is what I am talking about signal. Because if I'm talking about analog, it is continuous. But if I'm talking about digital, it is discrete. So this is the basic difference of the factor that is signal. The third factor which is we are having is data transmission. Now, data transmission, if I'm talking about, then analog, if we are taking the consideration of analog, it is deterioration by the noise. That means it is equipped or it is implied by noise. The noise, if it is created, it will be submitted. Now, if I'm talking about digital, it is without deterioration of noise. So this is the basic difference. After that, we are having a bandwidth. The concern is bandwidth. If I'm talking about bandwidth, we can say that the bandwidth which is used by the analog is continuous, or it can say here it is a less bandwidth. It uses less bandwidth because in analog the waveforms are only current. We do not have values in order to store that values and to consider it. So it uses less bandwidth. But if I'm talking about digital, it uses more bandwidth because here the discrete points, in order to have values that we need to store it, then we have to retrieve it, then use it. So it uses more bandwidth. Now, if I'm talking about the storage, that is memory. Now here, if I'm talking about memory, the analog is being stored as a form of waves. But if I'm talking about digital, it is stored in the form of binary value, that is 0, 1. Now, the second of the point which are available as a factor is the power. Analog signals consumes large power. Digital signal consumes comparatively less power. I cannot say that it consumes no power. It consumes negligible power with respect to analog signals. Now, if I'm talking about impedance, so analog signal has low impedance, but with respect to digital, it is having higher impedance, that is 100 mega ohm. So now, the last thing that we need to consider between analog and digital is analog have considerably observational errors, but if I'm talking about digital, it is free from observational errors. Why? Because in digital we are having discrete values. We need not have to consider the signals which are created in any of the form. If it is changing, it will change in the form of value. But if I'm talking about analog, signal varies with time. So that we need to observe where it is varying, with which time it is varying, at which perspective it is varying. So these are observational errors which are created in analog, but in digital it is not there. So this is what the basic difference between analog and digital. So in this session we have covered what is analog, what is digital in depth, the difference and the total of the working of analog and digital. In the next session we will be continuing with the converters, that is A to D and D to A converters.